Have you seen the Menendez brothers thing?
Menendez.
They're on Netflix.
Are they the ones that killed their parents?
Yeah. And he's on the stand and he's like doing this one, like it's like popping, and he's like
Straight into the mic.
I kind of feel like Lyle. I think it's Lyle.
I know about it, but I hate watching that stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
It's just like, I don't know.
It's too graphic.
There's the new Ed Gein one as well. The guy.
It's unbelievable. Like, I'm not a horror dude.
I hate horror movies.
Same. But the way they make this Ed Gein thing is incredible.
It's a good actor though. What is it, Charlie?
He'll win awards for that 100%. Incredible, but not just the way he acts, the way it was made. It's not Ed Gein's. We're
rolling. We're rolling. Yeah.
It's not just like his story. I don't want to give it away because you might want to watch it, but it's about how he was like the OG person to create
glorified disembodiment of people.
Horror. Like, and how it became a cultural American thing, which, followed with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Gacy.
Jack the Ripper before or after him, I can't remember.
Jack the Ripper is from the UK ages ago.
There you go. So not him.
John Wayne Gacy, the
Bundy,
clown.
That guy.
The clown.
Which is like It. Is that inspired by?
I think he inspired It, yeah.
So this guy is like the original.
He's the godfather.
Yeah, kind of. But the thing is, I don't want to give it away, but like he was fucked up. So he was not well. Like he wasn't doing it by choice. He was schizophrenic.
Yeah, okay.
It wasn't like, it was an out of body thing for him. Sorry, am I still sounding shit? Do I sound okay?
You sound great, mate.
Oh, cool.
Mate, there's no...
Get these out of my ass.
There's no right or wrong when it comes to AI, audio engineering now. I used to be so like, get that microphone right under your mouth to guests, and now it's just like, you can have it pretty much there or closer and it's going to work.
We have, so our mics at work are Omni mics. I'm assuming this is an Omni mic.
That's a pod.
It's a
Rode pod mic.
So you can pick it.
Oh, you can see it. You can see it here.
Oh, it's not. So it's not a.
It's Rode.
It's not omnidirectional. So you can kind of.
In terms of the type of mic, I think it's a dynamic pod.
So we have like under 18 draftees come in and they'll start great, but then they'll kind of just like.
So you know more about this than me.
But yeah, let's
not
go.
often I get a guest that knows how to talk into a microphone. Yeah. It's exciting because I buy all Rode apart from the cameras. So it's like Rode this. Sorry for the audio listeners. It's Rode headsets, Rode pod mic, Rode audio interface Pro 2, and then I use Adobe, like Adobe Audition.
You got all the gear, man. It's cool.
It's cool. I bought my first ever credit card a couple of years ago to buy all of this, and then I paid it off and cancelled the credit card. Only time I've ever had a credit card and had debt was this.
That's smart, man. Chips in.
Yeah, but I kind of have been stuck with all this equipment now for 2 years, and I'm scared that eventually it's going to start to fall apart or stop working just from setting it up, packing it away every time I record. But it's pretty durable. It's good ROI.
It will depreciate, but just look after it. You got cases?
Yeah. And the cameras I look after the most, obviously, because they're the most expensive assets here. But in terms of this stuff, all the professional podcasters use the Shure mics, like Shure MB7s or whatever they're called, but they're like $600 a mic.
It's not cheap, man.
Yeah.
Well, I don't really know too much about it because I just kind of rock up and our studios are built by our engineers. So
yeah, okay.
We just make sure the equipment is working. But in terms of the specifics of it, honestly, you would know more about it than me.
Well, if you look down, you can see that there's rice bags weighing down the microphone stands.
I did notice that.
It's a bit of a trick of the trade, because these mics are pretty heavy, and then these stands that we use for the mics for the audio listeners, they tip over without the rice bags. You got to buy the rice bags to get them. And then last time I was recording, my rice bag exploded. So the guests came in and there was this rice all over the floor down here. So I've actually gone through quite a few of these rice bags in my 2-year tenure. I
did work at Channel 9 for a couple of years as a sports reporter, and some of the tricks of the trade that the camos have, like those guys are, and girls, if they're female camera operators, they're the real stars of the show. They put in so much hard work to make sure that they're getting the shot, the lighting, the sound. Often they're out on location. So yeah, I'm familiar with sandbags and short reporters. Obviously, you probably don't often see it in shot, or you wouldn't see it in shot, but behind the scenes, they're standing on boxes so that they they sit in the frame right if they're trying to get something in the background and they're not tall enough. Yeah, the camera operators, they're incredible people
It's
who
like
work really hard.
some MacGyver type activity, you know, just like making everything work out, you know.
They have to, and they're on tight deadlines too.
Well, I didn't know how to do any of this when I first started, so I had to spend like a whole month and this was probably right when ChatGPT hadn't really, like, I think it just come out, but no one was using it, so I wasn't using ChatGPT, so I was like the OG way, just Googling all of this stuff, reading articles, reading Reddit on how to actually, what exact equipment I needed, because there's things that like to the layman who doesn't know about all this equipment, 4K cameras, majority of cameras that record in 4K will cut off after 20 minutes. You got to get a camera that like within the camera's built-in features can record unlimited for 4K. So this is like the lowest industry standard cameras that can record in 4K without cutting off at the 20-minute mark.
Right.
So it's things like that. And I didn't want to buy all the equipment and then buy cameras that then would cut off after 20 minutes. Or for example, to be able to do the podcast, I don't want to have to put batteries in the cameras. So I had to find an AC adapter and a DC coupler that were custom built for this exact camera that was sold out everywhere and I had to order online. And they were like $300 for each camera and wait like 2 weeks for them to come in. So now the batteries are plugged into the wall.
How many episodes have you done?
This is 97.
97. So
97.
Are they all on your Instagram page?
Yes.
97?
Yes.
Wow.
I used to have a co-host as well.
What happened to him or her? Where did they go?
He's got a job at Woodside now.
Okay.
And he's a lead singer of a band.
Right.
And his religion is going to Europe every summer. So it was just
he's busy.
He's busy.
And he can't do 4 weeks of the year. Maybe 5.
Well, watch this space because episode 100 is going to be a special episode for the podcast.
Bring him back.
I am.
Nice.
I am. And we're probably going to eat some cake. I don't know what we're going to do. Someone at work suggested that I go through the Wikipedia unusual deaths list and just talk about that as a fascinating thing. And then I was reading through it last night and it's just the weirdest stuff. It's like the amount of people that die from dishwashers. So the bottom tray of the dishwasher, you know how you have the little cutlery thing? People that put the knives up and then accidentally trip in the kitchen, land on that and impale on those knives.
And stab themselves.
To death.
That's crazy.
Like in modern times, multiple people have died that way.
I don't have a dishwasher at home, so I'm safe.
Anyways, what I really wanted to start with is the gym. We both go to the same gym in.
Yep.
Guess who I saw at the gym on Sunday and last night benching next to me?
There are a lot of current and former.
This is a current player. I've seen
athletes.
Gaffy there.
Current.
I've seen Gaffy there,
Yeah,
but
so-
this is not Gaffy. He's a big one.
He's a current player.
He's a big one. Probably the biggest one in Perth.
Well, then it has to be Harley.
Harley Reid.
Harley was
He's going to our gym.
Harley was in, I don't want to say it, well, you already said it, but really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Last Sunday and last night.
Let me guess. I just want to guess here. Was he wearing a hoodie?
On
Because he
Sunday,
rolls around in his hoodie.
on Sunday he wasn't.
I don't blame
He
him.
had a PT with him, but then yesterday he had like the hoodie over the zipped up, so like because it was a bit busier. But I would never go up to him in the gym, like, and I'd never try and chat to him there because you got to feel for him. And I was kind of thinking about this because a few younger kids kept going up to him and stuff when he like walked in, and it's like he's coming to this gym in this off season, and you got to kind of put yourself in his shoes. He hasn't grown up here. All his family's over in Melbourne. He's come over and out of nowhere now everybody knows who he is. Everyone's always coming up to him, asking him for photos. Like that would be a lot. And I feel like you got to be a bit respectful. If someone's going to the gym late on a Sunday, obviously they're going and they're a public figure. Obviously they're going because it's going to be less people there. They don't want to be interrupted. They just want to go to the gym and like take care of business.
Get it done.
Yeah. So like I would never actually go up to him when I see him there, purely out of respect, because it's just like you got to feel for him because he would not be able to go anywhere in Perth without being recognised. And as a 20-year-old, that would get very, very tiring.
It would. And I think he's handled the fame and his first few years here incredibly well. I agree with you. It would be really hard to be him, but it is part of the territory. And I think he understands that. So I've met him once through a friend at one of the waffle clubs. He was awesome. Shook my hand, said g'day, and I get to see him up close and personal every fortnight during footy season. So, and I'm not a West Coast person, so I'm not too, oh my God, it's Harley Reid. But I understand why people are like that. And he's going to be a very popular figure in this city for a long time, especially if he stays long term. And I think he has slowly accustomed to that. But some of the coverage of him in his first 18, 24 months here has been a little bit too much. And
Well, as a 20-year-old, it's just a lot. Like, is he 20? I think he's 20 now, or is he still 19?
not entirely sure of his dad.
Well, he's young. Put it this way, he's young. And it's like,
He's only played two years at West Coast.
to have that sort of pressure
Yeah.
and that many people coming up to you and like you're in a new place that you haven't grown up in, like to me, I would find that so overwhelming.
He's handled it, as I said, he's handled it so well. Like I am in awe of him in that way because he's a big dog. He's one of Perth's biggest names, and I hope he stays put for a very long time. And I hope we don't drive him out I think that was the knock on the media was, are we actually going to drive Harley Reid out of Perth? Like that's not what we want to do. I know I don't want to do it. I love watching him play footy. And as I said, I'm not a West Coast person. So that's fascinating. He was in there. He copped a lot of criticism for the way he went back to the footy club in his second year.
He's looking fit. Yeah. He's looking fit.
I think he's learned a few lessons already. And I'm really excited for year 3 for him.
Yeah, it was
at West Coast.
It's October and he's already in the gym on the grind.
Yeah, it's fascinating. It feels like I've seen a lot of footballers, they haven't had a break. Like at the end of the day, they're elite athletes, right? So it's their duty to get the most out of themselves. And the careers go quick. Like it goes so fast.
Yeah, and also like not in a bad way, but it's going to be the peak of their life. Like they're never going to top that. And it's how do you
probably
I would
not.
argue that there's no better
not.
feeling than playing AFL, like in terms of they could go into a commentating role afterwards, be still in the industry involved, a coach or whatever, but playing footy, like playing at the top level, at your peak fitness, your peak health, with all your mates, that would be the peak of.
Are you an Eagles fan?
I am.
Yeah, so that's a big deal to you, right? Like, oh my God, Harley's here, but you're very self-aware and smart. So you're like, you know what, I'm not gonna say anything. But I think you could have easily put a thumbs up and even just said, "G'day, Harley." Like the problem then becomes
everyone else starts doing it.
Yeah, and then he probably doesn't want to come back at all.
Well, the gym wasn't that busy on Sunday, so he was there for a while with a PT. But then like last night it was packed, and he only rocked up for half an hour, then left because I think he's going to that gym because it's a small gym. It's going to be quiet. I'll beep out what name we put for the gym.
Yeah,
It's just like you feel bad because he's got the hoodie on. He's got it all zipped up. He clearly doesn't want anyone to come up to him when he's there. He's just there to kind of tick over, do what he needs to do and get out of there.
I guess the counter argument would be, this might sound, I hope this isn't taken out of context. I'm sure you won't do that to me, but like, could he go to the club? Like if you were him, would you go to the club?
Well, that's the thing.
And I'm guessing he probably lives a lot closer to that gym.
I think he'd be in this sort of area. So.
And you know what? I'm going to just like sort of like correct myself. He's not the only West Coast player that's been in there this year or even last year. So
like of current players.
Yep.
Who else has been?
Well, before he moved to Carlton, I saw Campbell Chesser in there.
Yeah, okay.
So it's not unusual. There was another one that's been in there. We spoke about
Gaff?
No, another current player. So are we going? I saw Liam Duggan in there. So remember when?
Really?
Yeah, I think this was last year.
Because we'll bleep out the name of the gym so that people don't all just start flocking to it. But the chance they'll catch him there is also pretty low.
Yeah, but like at the end of the day, I think the funny thing is like most people, we're going there to train, right? Like so, I bumped into you because I actually came up to you because I was like, oh, I've seen your podcast has actually come up on my feed. Like it hit my algorithm. So I was like, I just wanted to give you props. Now I'm sitting here talking to you, you know? But I felt like that was important because I would rather do that in person than message you and you'd be like, who is this? I don't even know who this is. I just felt it was like the right thing to do.
Yeah.
That's that's who I am.
But as well, I'm not Harley Reid. I don't have someone coming up to me every day. And like I've grown up here. I've been in Perth my whole life. So like if someone comes up to me and it's nice to me, that's like the biggest compliment to me. And I'm always going to return the favor and be nice back. But it's like if that was happening to me every single day from all these different people who had all these different opinions about me that I didn't even know, and then I go home and all my family's on the other side of the country, I don't know if that would be a fun experience, you know?
It might be fun for the first few times, but after
it definitely get old
1,000 or 2,000 or probably more.
What I was in awe of is how tall he is. I didn't realize how tall. Well, obviously, you'd kind of think they're all going to be quite tall, but because Harley, compared to the other players on the field, he doesn't look like the tallest bloke on the field. He was easily half a head taller than me.
Yeah, what would he be?
187. He's 187.
Yeah.
Because I looked at this afterwards.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you would never have thought he's 187 from watching him on the TV, and then you walk past him and he's actually like a huge individual.
Yeah, they're big boys.
Well, that's something
they make me feel small.
Well, that's something you've had a lot of experience with, is meeting players through your work.
In my early days, I was sort of into the change rooms every week as a boundary rider. And I think that was an awesome experience because, like, you're seeing how tall they are and you're conversing with them after the game and hopefully they've won so they're happy. But it just depends on, you know, sometimes we were doing interviews when they lost and you'd have to ask the first one or two questions and you'd basically just be like, what happened?
That's right.
You know, but it's a learning curve. You learn how to, like you said about Harley, you learn how to read them.
And be respectful.
Yeah, so clearly if they've just lost a game of football and they've been trying their guts out for an hour and a half longer, like, you know, I'm not critiquing them. I'm just sort of saying, hey, what went wrong? And then I'd be throwing it upstairs. So, but they get it. And the modern day player is media trained anyway. So they know more often than not what's coming. And what is being asked and what we're talking about is changing a lot. Like, I don't know if you've seen the Clayton Oliver, Mitch Cleary saga where Mitch followed him to the airport when he was leaving the country because his future in Melbourne was in doubt. You know, that was a really fascinating engagement. We saw Mitch Cleary, who's a fantastic reporter, by the way, and an outstanding bloke, Mitch Cleary, but he's just doing his job. You know, he's either he off his own bat has gone to a golf course to bounce Zach Butters, to ask him about his future because everyone in the AFL media is speaking about it because next year he's probably the biggest name that's going to be out of contract at Port Adelaide and his home is Victoria. So a lot of people think that's where he will go back to finish his footy. Stuff like this, it's blurring the lines of what we're doing. So sorry about my rant, but look at Harley. So this is not a knock on him because if I was him, I'd be doing the same thing. So he's got massive brand deals for a guy who's only played 2 years. Like Optimum Nutrition is one.
Puma.
Yeah. There's two. I know there's other Perth brands he's working with. Go for gold. I think he understands it's part of it, but like to your credit, there is like a line where you don't want to make him feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, he's a human, just like you and me.
Yeah, we're all people first, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like over the years, you talking to all these players, do you get desensitized to seeing them?
Definitely over time I have. Yeah. Don't know if desensitized is the word. But
like you're not just like you see one of the top players and you just get nervous and you're in awe and you just like don't know what to say.
Yeah. So as a kid, I was an absolute diehard St Kilda fan.
Yeah,
so
right.
Grew up, absolutely loved Robert Harvey, Nick Rewell. Just love the St Kilda Footy Club because my dad did, and my brothers do, and our whole family does, right? So, but one thing Dad would always say is like, they're just people, you know. They've just finished training. They'll have a photo with you. They'll smile. They'll say g'day, and yeah, they're just normal. They're just normal people who are very good at football and get paid a lot to do it if they are very good. So as the journey's gone on, and I work with an ex-footballer daily. So I work with one of the Fremantle greats in Paul Hazelby. When I was at Channel 9, I worked with Matthew Pavlich, who's an outstanding person again, like one of Fremantle's, if not their best ever player. And I was rocking up to work every day, getting to talk to him about life and music and his family and sport, because we obviously had to do our job and report the sports news every night. And now he's the big dog, the number one, the CEO. Yeah. So looking forward to seeing what he does at that footy club.
Well, you'd think that he would become CEO of maybe Freo or something, but why do you reckon he's gone over east?
I think it's just an opportunity thing.
It just makes sense.
Yeah, it's an opportunity thing. So the current CEO of Fremantle, Simon Garlick, doing a fantastic job, I think. So, you know,
it just doesn't make sense to trade them out.
Yeah, they wouldn't. You know, they're not going to relieve Simon of his duties to get Pav in. Pav's been at Channel 9 for a very long time. He obviously has left now because when you're the CEO of a brand like the Sydney Swans, I can't imagine how many hours a week he's going to be working. So he's going to be a very busy man, and I know he's got a young family, and they've had to, shift from Perth to Sydney. And he's an Adelaide boy anyway, so he's gone from Adelaide to Perth to Sydney.
Yeah, right. I didn't realise he was from Adelaide.
Yeah.
I thought it was just WA.
So the early chat about him and his career was the Adelaide clubs. I think it was the Crows most predominantly were trying to bring him back to South Australia, but they were able to keep him. Got very close to winning a premiership. Didn't quite happen, and that's the case for a lot of. They're really hard to win AFL premierships, and some of the game's greatest ever individuals haven't been able to do it.
You know who I've actually seen in the car park behind here? Because this place I work at where we film, and I've mentioned it a bunch of times on the pod, but just once in the car park when I was just parking my car, was right after he retired this year, was McGovern.
Oh, yep.
Just like walking randomly in the back end of a car park in Subiaco. That's a gated car park as well. I was just like...
Perth's a pretty small place. So
yeah, well, Ben Cousins is always around here as well.
Yeah, the radio studio's not far from here, is it?
I think Nova's down the road.
Yeah, and I think there's another one that he works at, which is around the corner too. So
yeah,
that probably explains that. Yeah, Perth's a small place. Like it's funny. We went. My best mate's getting married next Feb, and we went to Suit Vault around the corner for our fitting last weekend, and we ducked into this new pub around the corner. Found.
We go there Fridays for lunch. It's a great place.
We might go after for a beer if we keep going. I know you've got another chat, but awesome place. And my mates always make fun of me because we walked in, and one of the blokes that was working there was a guy I went to Europe with. Bumped into an old buddy who I went to uni with.
It's a small world.
We are in, even though we're in a city, Perth is a really small place.
It's a bubble. It's such a bubble compared to the rest of the world.
I suppose my point is like the footballers want to get on with their lives and they want to go out and they want to do all these stuff. But I'm sure they're aware, and I'm sure Harley is very aware, to loop back around to him, because I kind of want to stop talking about him because I feels like that's all we've done the last 2 years. They're very aware of, they're in the public eye. There's not a lot of, they've got to be very careful about what they do, and West Coast and Fremantle are massive brands. So, but at the end of the day, like, they're people. They've got lives to live. They've got appointments to get to. They're going to go shopping. They're going to go to the gym. They're just very good at footy.
What do you think about, speaking on McGovern, like that whole situation? It's pretty brutal.
Devastating.
Because when he was forced to retire, he's not thinking like, I've got to go find a job now. I've got to go make a living for my family or anything like that. I'm still playing footy for the rest of the year. To have your whole world kind of turned upside down. Maybe he only had a few years left or 1 or 2 years left, but it's just like to have your whole world kind of flipped on its head halfway through a season. It's just like, you got to feel for him, I reckon.
Oh, completely. Yeah, devastating. And the fact that West Coast they've had to deal with this now 3 times. So Dan Venables, Brad Shepherd, and now Jeremy.
And Brad Shepherd
heartbreaking.
Brad Shepherd was in his prime as well.
It's heartbreaking, man. There's nothing else there's no other way to put it. It's why the AFL are
so strict on the head stuff.
Yeah, the HIA, the concussion protocols. It's very serious because I think they actually are in the middle of court cases from past players. So they're making sure that in 20, 30 years this isn't happening again by taking the decision out of the players' hands, because they don't want to be sued down the track to have the players say, well, you didn't take care of me. I was playing in your league and you didn't take care of my health. So hopefully we don't see too many more.
The NFL's doing similar stuff now where it's getting quite strict on head contact and that sort of thing.
They were the first one that got in trouble, that brought it to light. Have you seen the movie Concussion?
No.
With Will Smith?
No, I haven't.
Yeah. I'd recommend watching it. There's some people who don't like it because Will Smith spends the most of the movie with an accent that some people found weird and odd, but fantastic movie which highlights the NFL, the cases against them and their former champions dealing with CTE, which
Just
was
ruins your life.
making them, ruining their lives and the ones around them. And they were, some of those people were wreaking havoc, doing bad things.
A lot of people hate on Will Smith, and he has the bad boy movies that are a little bit cringe, but Pursuit of Happiness, have you seen that one?
You know what? I have seen it and I know the movie, but I probably wasn't fully engaged. I haven't watched it from like top to finish.
That is like watching that movie and that performance by him, to me, puts him as one of the best actors ever. Like that performance by him in that movie, I reckon is his best performance. And it really puts like the audience in his shoes of what it's like to be broke and have to just make it and have to look after his son and be homeless and work his ass off to like just survive. And the way he portrayed that character is obviously someone that's grown up in Hollywood with all this money, everything kind of, yes, he worked hard, but like if he wanted anything, he could get it. To then portray a character like that, like for me, that's one of the all-time performances in acting.
Yeah, I'd have to watch it from start to finish. He'd be one of the best modern day actors, I suppose. He's fallen off a little bit. I don't know if you saw that weird rap thing.
Yeah,
he did.
but that's just the wrong beat. I've seen all the stuff where they've changed the beat on it and it actually goes pretty good.
Oh,
There's some lines in it that aren't great, but like overall, like even his Pretty Girls one, that song.
yeah, right.
Like when you change the beat on it, some of it actually sounds all right. It's just really cringe beats. Where was I going with that? Yeah, but there's only 2 movies that I've nearly cried in, because I'm not a movie crier, right?
Right.
If I watch like Red Dog or any of them, I'm not going to cry. But there's 2 movies where I've nearly cried. One of them was that movie, and the other one was when Iron Man died in Avengers, like the last Avengers.
Spoilers.
Mate, haven't you seen Avengers? Everyone's seen Avengers. Everyone knows Iron Man dies in the last
Really?
Avengers movie.
I don't think I have seen that. Well, now I'm not going to watch it. No, big Iron Man fan, so no, I haven't seen it. So thank you for ruining it for me.
You haven't seen, you're a big Iron Man fan, but you haven't seen the Avengers.
Yeah, I'm not I love movies. Like, I love to just sit down, chill out and watch a movie, but I don't think I've seen it. It feels like there's so many. It feels like they've made so many
The
recently.
ones with Thanos though. These are like,
Yeah,
this
no,
was the golden age of like Marvel before it went like a bit weird with She-Hulk and all that stuff.
Yeah, right. Okay, no, I haven't seen it. I've
Man.
seen the early Iron Mans, like Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, same Robert
but
Downey
not,
Jr.
Not the Avengers ones.
I'm sorry for spoiling that.
That's
for you.
okay, man. That's fine. I think I've cried in like watching 2 movies as well. Like
Yeah, hit me with them.
My Sister's Keeper.
No, I haven't heard of
You
it.
haven't seen that movie?
I haven't heard of it.
Oh,
Mate, I've got to write down a list of what to watch.
You're gonna need
Concussion and
concussions. If you like sport and you like the NFL and you're interested in the HIA head knock concussion thing, that's a
Good
recommendation.
one. Yep.
My Sister's Keeper is brutal. Like if you're not getting emotional in that, then you're not getting emotional watching any movie. And I think, is it Marley and Me? Have you seen Marley and Me?
I've seen bits of it with Owen Wilson.
Yeah, with the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Is it because the dog dies?
I think so. Yeah.
Any movie with a dog.
Yeah. It's
It's
going to
gonna get you.
Yeah, it's going to get you.
Nah, I don't know. There's something about just movies where the actors can make it so relatable when they have such a good performance that, I don't know, I just envy that ability. So like with Will Smith in that, or when an actor can put on a performance to the point where it's written so well and the actor can put themselves in the shoes of that character so well that it's making you feel sad or you want to cry. To me, that's just like, that's such a skill.
I don't know if you're leaving it in, but I'm assuming you will. So look, at the start, we're talking about the Ed Gein thing. The way this is going to sound like so cooked. It's going to sound cooked. Yeah,
I'm here for it, Jimmy.
I don't want to give spoilers away to what happens in the Ed Gein theory if people haven't the Ed Gein series. If people haven't
it's a
seen
documented thing that's really happened, so everyone knows that he gets arrested in the end.
So if you watch that from start to finish, right, by the end of it, you're feeling sorry for him. Like, this is a guy who's
schizophrenic.
He's killed heaps of innocent people and done some horrendous things that should never even be repeated, which I'm not going to repeat.
I haven't seen it, but I know the story.
By the end of it, you're like, you feel sorry for this old guy. It's like, how did they do that? Like, he's done horrific, unspeakable,
worst heinous crimes you could commit. But
oh man, you're sitting there watching it and you have to shut your eyes. You're like,
I've followed.
feeling crook in the guts.
I know the story. I haven't seen the Netflix, but I know the story. And I thought he only killed like 2 people. Majority of the stuff he did was digging up graves of people and taking their body parts and stuff.
Was there more than 2? I can't remember.
But his main
still.
thing was he'd go to like cemeteries and dig up bodies to do whatever he did with those bodies. But
Watch it. And
that's kind of trending at the moment though. Hey, like there was the Dharma documentary. I watched the Dharma one. I watched that because everyone watched that.
I watched a few episodes in and it was so gross. I don't think I just couldn't stomach it. And now I'm watching the, a little bit behind the times, the Menendez brothers series.
Okay.
So I obviously know, again, I don't want to give spoilers away, but I know where they are right now. So I'm looking forward to how it plays out in the
prison
Netflix
now,
series.
are they?
Yes, they're still there.
Yeah.
They recently lost an appeal to get out, and I don't think they'll ever get out. But because I just think if this amount of time has passed,
they just killed their parents, didn't they, or killed their father or something? What?
They killed their parents. Yeah.
Yeah, but their parents abused them or something. Or
That's the gist of it. Yep.
Okay, but is it actually true their parents abused them, or is it allegedly?
I need to finish the series. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's hard proof. They might have told their therapist, but I don't know if there's actual proof. So yeah, I have to wait and see.
Okay. Change of topic here,
Yep.
but LeBron James.
Yep.
I have 2 goals in life for sport in terms of watching stuff, and ironically enough, neither of them are footy. I want to watch Arsenal play at the Emirates.
Yep.
And I want to watch LeBron play before he retires. I'm running out of time.
You are running out of time.
I'm running out of time, but I know you've seen LeBron drop 40.
Did he drop 40?
Yeah.
Did he?
I went through your Instagram and you said watching LeBron drop 40 on my birthday was great.
He had 40?
I think you said that in the Insta caption.
Okay.
Because you were there on Christmas Day, Christmas Media Day?
I was in America for, it was the end of 2022. I was in America for my 28th birthday and I watched LeBron play against the Celtics. It was incredible. One of my all-time sort of highlights of my life. Yeah, love. Anyone who knows me knows how much I love LeBron.
We are the same person. But the thing, I'm a huge LeBron fan.
Massive fan. The thing, a lot of people in America don't like him.
No, he's the GOAT.
Yeah, I agree.
Hands down.
I agree. Me and Hayes were speaking about this week on SEN's The Run Home. Little plug.
Mate, we'll plug everything in here.
He's the older generation of Jordan people, and I think the younger generation are LeBron people. And longevity comes into it. What's he got? 4 rings? What did Jordan finish with? 5, 6?
But
I'm not sure he's going to get another one.
But in terms of the competition that they faced, like LeBron had to go up against Hall of Famer Curry, Thompson, Green, and Durant without Kyrie.
Yeah. And one of those rings, the Cleveland one. No, I was going to say the
2016 Cavs.
Well, yeah. The 3-1 comeback. Like him and his team have beaten arguably the greatest team ever.
I was only 14 when that happened because that's the first ever game of basketball I watched was Game 7 Warriors Cavs.
Oh, is that right?
In 2016. First, because the science teacher at school put it on. And thank God he put it on because it was like at recess.
So you were watching it live? Can you remember?
Yeah. We're watching it live on in the morning, recess. He put it on the screen. Like we all went in there.
That's cool.
And that's the first ever basketball game I've actually watched.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it was LeBron Game 7 Warriors Cavs. And from that moment onwards, I've just been a LeBron fan. Whoever LeBron is playing for, I'm going for. I need to watch LeBron play before he retires.
So you've got
2 years.
I've got a feeling he probably goes one more season. So
after this?
Yeah, he played this season. And I think, is Bryce, his son, eligible to be drafted
soon.
Next?
They reckon Bryce is better than Bronny as well.
Yeah, so you've got a little bit of time. I loved it. So I watched him play on my birthday or around my birthday.
So December.
Yeah, early December. And then I was in Dallas as part of the tour I was on for Christmas Day. And I got, I had NBA media accreditation because I was covering the game. I actually spoke with Josh Green prior to that game on Christmas Day. He was really lovely. He was injured at the time, so he was pretty frustrated. a bit peeved off. He didn't want to, I don't think he really wanted to speak to me, but he was lovely enough to give me some time.
He's not Australian, is he?
Yeah. Josh
yeah.
Green's Australian. Yep. I think he's now on Charlotte. So he moved from Dallas to Charlotte. And then can't even remember who won the game. I'm pretty sure Dallas won because I think Luka tore them apart. And then after the game, they were doing media, and I was sitting, I don't know if you've seen the reel or the video, but I was in the post-match media room. So
I saw, and your thumbnail of that's LeBron.
Yeah, I think they brought in Westbrook, Pat Bev, and then he walked in, and I remember I was sitting there, I was like frozen.
So that would be where there's no preparation. Like when you see him for the first time, it's just going to be.
I was in awe, man. Like to be probably about a little bit further away from where you and I are now.
Yeah, I've seen the video.
Yeah.
I researched my guests here on the Crooked Smart podcast.
Good man. Yeah, that was cool, man. That was really cool.
But like in terms of that, like that memory now though, is that put like kind of sporting moments or achievements on such a high pedestal that you don't think it could be topped? Or does it like kind of, is it bittersweet in a way because you're never going to be able to?
One of my life goals, like you spoke about your sporting goals, one of my life goals is I'd love to meet him and speak to him for 20, 30 seconds, a minute would be fantastic.
Do an interview with him.
Well, I tried to ask a question in the press conference, but
you didn't get
and the room was packed. It was Christmas Day. They had the heavy hitters from all their
What would you ask
networks.
if you had the chance? What would you have asked?
I was going to ask him about how he was able to still perform at such a high level, because this was before he hit the point scoring record. I was going to ask how he parks it mentally. Like how can you just go out there and play by play, bucket by bucket, trying to win, trying not to think about it. Because that would be such a hard thing when it's in the back of your mind. Everyone knew he wanted to get there, and he did. I think he got there a few months later, maybe in early Feb that year. So I was going to ask about that. Like, how do you keep fronting up and performing and scoring and trying not to do too much or too little, knowing that you're about to be the league's all-time scorer. Yeah. And no one's going to break that.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Or have you seen Victor Wembanyama hooping lately?
I have.
Man, he's got some hops in his step.
He's incredible. He's a freak. I was watching that live the other day, his performance against
something about the monks, hey? Did you see that in the off-season? He went and prayed with all the monks?
Yeah.
And now he's come back.
He was in China?
He's just electric now. He's just fast on his feet.
So I was watching Bill Simmons, I think, with Blake Griffin. So is he year 2 or year 3, Wemby? Do you know?
Year 2. I'm pretty sure it feels like year 2.
Yeah. But if he's already this good now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
How good is he going to be? This was Blake's point. How good is he going to be in another 2 years?
But this is like from season 1 to season 2, the difference in how much better he is in this season 2 is nuts. Like I just watched the highlights of that one game and he absolutely tore apart Dallas. Like AD guarding him and he's killing AD.
He had a season highlight reel in one game.
Yeah.
He's playing right now. I know this because he's in my fantasy team. So I was very happy with how he played the other day. But, you know, it's funny. The NBA's had a massive start to the season and LeBron hasn't been playing. So from a league perspective,
they're happy.
You know, the future is there. They've got a lot of exciting players that can.
Well, the new guy at Philly that dropped 32 in his first game, what's his name? VJ, whatever his last name is, Edgecombe or something.
Yeah, Edgecombe or
To drop 32 or 34 in his debut against Boston. Like these people are coming, this is like modern day sports, right? These people are coming in at like 18, 19, 20 and are competitive against 30-year-olds that have been playing for 10 years because of, I guess, all of the training, all the like resources they have, all the nutrition, all the recovery that players a couple of decades ago would never have had. And that speaks to also the longevity of LeBron, obviously, and some of these other players like KD and Steph now being competitive into their later years when 10 years ago, all the players that age would be retiring. But it just makes you think if these players are this good, this young, how long are their careers going to be if you're seeing LeBron and all these players play into their late 30s?
It's a good point. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe someone will come in at 18 or 19 or LeBron was LeBron 16 or 7? I know.
17,
I know he was super young.
2002, I think he started.
I mean, it's possible, but I think
I think with LeBron though, like the way the game's changed as well, it's just
The way he's been able to adapt to how it's changed.
and the amount of playoffs that he's played in to go to the finals 10 years in a row, all the points from all those games. Like I just don't think that record I think is going to be, and LeBron's still increasing it. Like he's still going to have another 2 years or 3 years potentially. I think it would be poetic to finish in year 23, his number 23.
Right.
But he's still got 3 years to be competitive. Like he was what, all team NBA last year?
He could come
or
off the
second
bench,
team
man.
NBA?
This is the
thing. He can start and play 30 minutes a night and be one of the best players, if not the best player on the floor.
It makes you wonder how much
40.
longer he could go on if he wanted to. Like he could come off the bench. This is my thing. Like
He come off the bench and play for 5 more years. Look at Vince Carter. Like
it's scary, man. Maybe we're not even close. Maybe we think we're close to the end, but we're not.
When
Maybe you do have a bit of time.
when it comes to, well, the pod's just got to take off, man, and I'll be there and I'll interview him on the pod after. But there's 3 examples that come to mind in terms of modern world sports. There's LeBron, there's Djokovic, and there's Ronaldo. All 3 of them are all competitive. Maybe Ronaldo's less competitive than Djokovic and LeBron in terms of like competition because Ronaldo's in the Saudi League. He's still in the Europa Conference League, was top goal scorer in the recent one last year against all the other European countries. So like the fact that they're all 40 or around the 40 mark and are better than all these other players that are in their prime, to me, that's just like, what's the future going to look like? How much more longevity are these younger players that are now I guess practicing all this recovery, this nutrition, all of this stuff that they now have access and the resource to at 18, at 19, at 20, that all these players that are now going into their late 30s, start of 40, only probably started really having access to when they were 30, mid 30s.
Have you seen Novak play live?
Not live.
This will be one of my all-time regrets.
I'm a Novak fan.
So I grew up a massive Roger Federer fan, and one of my all-time regrets is not getting over to Melbourne and watching him play at the Australian Open. So I haven't seen Novak for that matter either, but I did see Rafael Nadal in Perth, and oh my goodness, man!
Just in person,
he's an animal. Like,
yeah.
And this was that was the warm-up event, for lack of a better term. Wasn't the Hopman Cup? What was it? What did they call? Was it the United Cup or something? Spain. He was playing for Spain, I think, here for the warm-up event, maybe 2 or 3 years ago. In the lead up to the Open, and just his preparation, the way his body, like the condition of his body was like, oh man, we're gonna have to spend a bit more time in the gym to get to that level. He's a freak.
Man, benching next to Harley Reid yesterday is just like, I've got to start doing more, you know? I've got to get into the gym every day.
This is the thing, like sometimes more isn't good.
It's
optimized? Is it quality over quantity? Like what's your recovery like? What are you eating?
I think diet's a massive part of it. It's diet, sleep, and exercise, 3 pillars of health. If you can nail all of them, which all of them are obviously doing around the clock.
Never gonna out-train a bad diet. Need to take my own advice.
You're not wrong when it comes to diet. And like, what's the saying? Abs are made in the kitchen?
That's, frequent saying. Yep.
Because everyone has abs. It's just if you can see them or not with the layers over it. No, I don't know. I think in terms of meeting athletes, is there anyone in particular that you've met that's really surprised you on what they're like in person? Because you see the personalities, you see them play on the field, but then you meet them in person and then you realize they're just people. But in terms of like a surprising person you've had the opportunity to talk to, is there anyone that's really jumped out at you over the years? Because you've met a lot of players, especially in footy.
Well, I've mostly met footballers. The one I love, and I think he's an outstanding person, and it's a shame he's no longer playing in our city, Bryce Cotton.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, really, really great person, who's very, very good with the media, was awesome with the Perth fans. It's a travesty he's not playing for Perth.
How come he left Wildcats?
Well, the story is they gave him sort of time to make up his mind, and then they say they gave him enough time and he hadn't committed to staying. They changed ownership to
Macquarie
from SEN to, well, predominantly SEN to Macquarie, who's now the owner of the team, and now he's at Adelaide. And he was exploring his opportunities, was the word, but whether or not Perth gave him sufficient time is I think something that, even though the management and ownership say that they did, I don't know if we'll get like the full proper rundown until maybe post Bryce's career.
Yeah, okay.
Well, just imagine this. The Adelaide 36ers win this year's championship with Bryce on their team. Perth have just let go of their import. Said thank you to Mason Jones, wasn't working out, signed a new one who's not here yet. If the 36ers go on to win the title with Bryce as probably the MVP, it's not going to make Perth fans feel very good. They're going to feel sick in the guts. So I just want to say him. I don't know why he stands out. I've had a few chats with him and used to work closely with Damien Martin, who's a Wildcats legend, who's very.
I used to watch him growing up. Nat and I used to go to the Wildcats games
watch
when they
Damo.
were when they were playing at Challenge Stadium. It's now HBF Stadium.
Yeah.
I used to go there with my nan.
All-time person.
It was like him, and who was the really tall guy? The blondie that was really tall.
Sean Redditch?
Yes, those two, Damien Martin and Sean Redditch, watching them play growing up with my nan was
They're a fantastic organisation with a lot of great people who have had some change over the recent years. But yeah, I worked with Damo for 2 years. He was one of our hosts on our Run Home show. And
right.
Learned a lot from him.
Well, yeah, this is another thing I was going to ask is you learn a lot. Like you see all the players, but then some of the lessons you take away from them in terms of working with them or meeting them that you can take away into just your life. You'd have to learn so much from these people because they would be people that are not only at the top of their game in terms of sports professionalism, but just in life. Like they seem to have something working for them right if they're going to be competitive in elite sports at the top level and going to be functioning as human beings.
They all come from like very different organisations. So there's a lot to absorb from a lot of different people, and everyone has a different way or a different method or a different, coaches have different motivational ways of getting their team up and about. Just I guess trying to be a sponge. So remembering that they're a person, how can I help them in my role as a producer? How can I help them be better at their craft if they're working with us in a media sense? And then how can I have a great relationship with them, as a colleague and as a friend? I guess those are the things I kind of have to remember, when I've got to remind myself of when I'm working. Like we had Dom Sheed in this year. He retired obviously because was it his ankle or his calf?
He's been pretty injury bird the last few years.
He had to give it away, and we had him come in every couple of weeks, and he was great, like real down to earth bloke. Speaking of, people that everyone in this town love, like Dom Sheed will never have to buy a beer in Perth ever again because of that famous left foot kick back in 2018. So yeah, just absorbing what I can from those people, and remembering that they're just normal people that are very good at shooting a ball, kicking a ball, running, something that I was never ever good at.
Yeah, cool. I don't know. I feel like it'd just be so surreal to not only interview players, but then to sit next to them and work with them and see them for hours on end, day after day. Like to me, that'd be such a cool opportunity, I guess, to have. And you'd be able to, as you're saying, just learn so much from them and take away so much that then you can apply to your own life, whether it's like health and wellness, professionalism, just anything. Like they're just, and I guess what I'm getting at is at the end of the day, people are people first. And when they are good human beings, one of the number one things I've noticed with the nicest and the best individuals is they're not up themselves. They're not selfish. They're not doing things for themselves. They want the people around them to win. They want to build people up with them because it's so much more rewarding, and it just creates such a nice, especially in a working environment. When in a working environment, you're not selfish, you're not stealing all the wins, taking all the credit, but you're giving credit to the team. You're building up other people with you. If you're winning, your friends are winning, your colleagues are winning. That's the most rewarding way to do it, I think. For sure. That's something I'm starting to really try and buy into in terms of just life.
Yeah.
It's better to have your friends winning with you than you just win and leave them all behind.
Yeah, 100%. You want people there. There's no point getting to the top if there's no one there with you to share it with, I'm very lucky that I've got a lot of close people who have supported me along the way. They've pushed me. They've given me advice. They've been there to listen. I've got a long way to go. Like, it feels weird. Like, sitting doing this feels weird, man. Like, very grateful for the opportunity that you've given me and love that you wanted to hear my story. But I've got a long way to go to get to where I want to get to.
Can you say what that is?
It's not really like
it's not a tangible thing.
It's not tangible.
It's more chasing kind of who you want to be as a person.
Yeah. There's a few things to it. Yeah. It's not like, it's probably more of like an objective thing, I suppose, like internally. But I'm grateful for what I've been able to do. You know, when did I start in the media? Like, I started in 2018, and where are we, 2025?
I did want to ask, kind of deciding to do this and getting into it, what was that like? I feel like that's a bit of a stone we've left unturned in this combo.
So this might, I don't want it to sound cliche, but
you always knew?
I didn't always know, but I grew up loving footy, and I grew up listening to Dennis Cometti and Bruce McAvaney, and I thought, oh, how cool would it be to be able to do that one day? And then, you know, grew up always just wanting to, I used to love, you know, going to footy training and being around the team and getting to
Scarborough Footy Club?
So Scarborough, I ended up at Scarborough, but I'm actually a Quins boy initially. So this all started, funnily enough, and I don't know if you'll be able to find it, but hopefully you can't, but this all started.
Hopefully I can't.
Yeah, it's out there somewhere, but so this all started on a bunk bed with one of my best friends. We had a show called Quins Corner that we put on YouTube. We filmed it. We had like an old like camcorder camera that one of my family friends gave me to borrow. I'd film it. I'd put it on the computer. I'd edit it. I'd put it on YouTube. Did it with my best mate. We'd interview players from the club. Often they were just my mates, and it became this little thing. It became this little community. Were we maybe in like year 9 or year 10?
Yeah,
we only did it for a season. And I used to have this like long curly hair with like bleach blonde. It was, it's crazy. It's crazy to think when I think about that, like that, when I think of it like, oh, that was you, and like you're a young kid. This was like half my life ago to where I am now. Like I do have to just remember, like, you know, younger me would be so proud of where I am right now. So I said I still have a long way to go. But that kid on that bunk bed who loved the St Kilda Footy Club and wanted to get in the media is doing it. And now it's about cashing in and bringing people along with me who want to succeed with me and enjoy it. And hopefully I get to do it for the rest of my life. But, you know, things change and it might not be the case. But, yeah, hopefully I do.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, it's something I think about often is because I've got a lot of ambition. I've got a lot of goals. I want to take this podcast. I've got other stuff I'm doing that I want to blow up and do really well. I'm very ambitious as a person, but it's like I'm very harsh on myself as a result of that. I'm constantly chasing. I'm not there yet. I got to work harder. This isn't done right.
It's hard to be content. When you have big goals, big dreams, you're hard on yourself.
It's a double-edged sword because that's also what drives you. But what I'm getting at is if I was to talk to myself 3 years ago and to tell myself 3 years ago everything I've done and everything I'm currently doing, I'm sure that person 3 years ago would be an absolute awe, would be so like happy with how things are progressing. But right now, the version of myself right now saying that to myself isn't. And that's kind of what you were saying is if you told that little kid that you're now a commentator at SEN and a producer and you're doing all of this stuff and you've gone and watched LeBron on a Christmas Day conference and you've interviewed Josh Green and Bryce Cotton and all of this stuff, you'd tell that person you're joking. It just, that's not possible. So then I flip it on its head, right? Looking forwards into the future, if we stay on this linear pathway, imagine how different it's going to be again from what we're expecting right now. And if we do the right things, imagine how much more rewarding and how much happier and how much better things may become. And when I say much better and much rewarding, I'm not saying the moment right now isn't. It's just like the future. That's why it's the future. You just never know.
You don't know. if everyone knew what was going to happen in the future, we'd all go to the lotto kiosk and we'd all be buying lotto tickets and circling the winning numbers and we'd all be millionaires. But that's not how life works. So I completely hear what you're saying. And because I'm really similar. I'm really like, I struggle to be content with where I am, even though I've achieved all this cool stuff that little me would be proud of. I said this to someone recently that I work with, like, I'm not going to apologize for being ambitious. I think it's one of the coolest qualities in a person. There's obviously, there's levels to it, and you have to be very self-aware, I think, when you are going down that path of, I am going to be ambitious. But that's why I think that's what drew me to come tap you on the shoulder, right? I was like, hey, I've seen your stuff, like, we're training in the same gym. I know your face. I've seen it pop up on my Instagram algorithm. Keep going, keep doing you. This is incredible. I think a part of me wants to be a part of it. It's only so many hours in a week, and I've got to do my job first and foremost to SEN, man. But what you're doing, the people you've had on the pod, you've had I think you've had the most popular person in Perth this year on this podcast.
I'm going to come out here.
Justin Merendino.
I'm going to come
great
out
man.
here and say this, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, Justin Merendino is much bigger than I am now, and especially before.
He's everywhere.
But I started the trend with the podcasting for him. He went on one property podcast before that didn't blow up. And then he went on mine. I made all the clips that got like 1.3, 1.4 million views within a month.
Million?
Yeah, because it's collective.
M's.
Like the Cruisers one's at 400 and something K views. So like it really blew up the pod. That's how Dan Gorringe found out about him, started playing my clips from his pod in the Dan Does Footy pod.
Really?
And then he went on he called in for the Dan Does Footy pod. Like
so
around the
Merendino
finals.
was on Dan Does Footy?
Yeah, he called in during the finals once. Like it was like...
In what context?
As in, Gorringe just started playing some of my clips.
Is Justin a footy fan?
No, they just called him in for 20 minutes.
So you can put, we know why they've done that then. And that's quite clever.
Yeah.
That's smart. That's why Dan is very successful at what he does.
Yeah. But
look at, sorry to interrupt
No,
your story.
go for it.
But what Dill Buckley with Dill and Friends and Clubby Sports and Dan Does Footy are doing in Melbourne,
they're changing the way the media around footy works for sure.
They've changed it. And yeah, they're changing it, but they've changed it too. Like, they're incredible what they're doing. And I think you're on a very similar trajectory, man.
Well, I appreciate that.
Not saying that to gas you up, but like,
I appreciate it, but I've got a long way to go. Podcasts are a slow burner.
Yeah.
Episode 100 is coming up.
It's not just the podcasting, man. It's the digital content. The fact that they're taking what you've made.
But they didn't shout me out. This was the thing. So Gorringe played two of my clips.
DM Dan.
I made a clip about it and tagged him in all of it and everything. And no, it's been a piss take, but it was
going to say something then, but
I can play you the clip if you want. I made a clip about Dan Does Footy not mentioning me while playing.
Did you mention him in it?
Yeah. So when he first played my first clip on one of his podcasts, I recorded it, put it on my story and tagged him, and he liked my story.
Oh, right.
So he's seen it, but then I made it, and then he did another one the week after and didn't shout me out again when they were both clips that I made.
You got to get Dan on this show. You got to get Dan Does Footy on the Crooked Smile pod. Yeah. So this is
Dan. Daniel Gorringe.
Oh yeah.
Dan Does Footy.
Dan Does Footy. That's two podcasts in a row now that you've played one of my clips without shouting me out.
Didn't even credit you.
I think just give him the birds.
You just hate the little guys,
Oh, wow.
Dan. You just hate the little guys. I've put some sweat, blood, and tears into making those two clips. And I know they're on Merendino's Instagram page because he accepted the collaboration, but there's more on my page that you would probably like as well. But and look, Daniel, we'll call you Daniel. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
It's one of the
I'm
all
just
time.
disappointed. You're just too big time now to just help out the little guys.
Yeah, I love that you've called him out.
I just wanted him to respond because all publicity is good publicity.
Yeah.
So like, I was a piss take. I'm not actually upset about it, but like,
I think that's the game they're in. That's what they've been able to work out so cleverly. Like what Dill, Dan, even Tommy Sheridan to a lesser extent with is it the Oz American Aces? You don't know Tommy Sheridan? Yeah. Anyway, so they're
revolutionizing definitely the way things are reported on.
Well, what I will say, this has been done before. Like this isn't new. Like what they're doing isn't new. I guess even though I said they're changing it, and they have changed it, and they should be really proud of what they've been able to achieve. But like this has all been done in the US before. Like this is Barstool, man. This is Barstool 2.0.
Yeah, Dave Portnoy.
Yeah, this is just building a media business and grabbing bits and bobs and creating topics and podcasts for every little thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like SEN, we're not just a radio business. Like SEN owns sporting teams. They've got a whole variety of different shows. Like everything we do is podcasted, it's live radio. But there's so many different shows. Like we've got a tennis show with Brett Phillips. We've got the Melbourne Mavericks netball show because they own the company owns the team. Yeah, it's at the end of the day,
empire.
My mates will laugh at this, so I have to get it in. It's all content. Everything is content. That's all it is. It is. So I'm kind of getting in a loop here, right? We speak about being hard on ourselves and being ambitious and wanting to do this, that, and the other. But at the end of the day, everything is just content, and more and more people are going to consume it because everybody's got one of these.
Yeah.
And
it's attention economy.
We're on it. Yeah, we're on it way more than we would like to be on it. And people love Instagram and TikTok. And, you know, if you're smart enough, things can still slap on Facebook. But yeah, I think there's room for more. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, don't.
It's not saturated. Like if you put out good content, it's going to do well.
Yeah, and if you hit your niches, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like,
well, look at the Marandino stuff. 1.4 million views in a month from a collective of clips posting because his engagement's so good.
But the freakish thing about that is like Justin isn't even a content person. He's a real estate agent.
And now because of that, he's just done probably like 5 to 10 more podcasts after mine because all these other people are now chasing him.
Incredible.
But if you want the OG, high quality, good production Marandino podcast about culture and who he is as a person, this is the place because we were the first podcast to actually do that. Sit down with him for an hour and actually ask him about what he enjoys and who he is as a person. And now everyone else is chasing that. And then people will see that and then they'll feed back into what we've done here originally.
Yeah, he seems like a really fantastic person.
He's the exact same person off camera that he is on camera. That's the beauty of him. He's 100% authentic and he's a nice guy. And he's willing to help out.
I hope you say that about me when you speak to whoever the next person on the...
I will. I've got one last question to ask you before we wrap up.
No.
I ask every guest this question. Tombstones. Everyone dies. Everyone gets a tombstone, limited character space on what you can have on it to be remembered by. What would you want on your tombstone?
Oh, that's deep, man. That's deep.
Getting authentic here on the Crooked Smile podcast.
What do I want on my... What do I want on my tombstone? Oh, man, I've never even thought about it. Obviously, that's probably why you ask most people. I'm a massive Central C fan. I know. So, like, I would say, like, and I'm a massive J. Cole fan as well. So
I'm a J. Cole fan.
Love Yours.
Yep.
J. Cole song.
Yep.
And Live Yours is one of the things that Central C says often. So, yeah, love yours, live yours. Like, you have got to want to be you. Don't put that on my tombstone, but you've got to want to be who you are because we don't know if we're coming back, which is really grim. And hopefully we are in some way, shape or form, you know, angels, spirits, all that kind of thing. But, like, yeah, life is really short. Time goes really fast. You can't fit all this onto a tombstone. Yeah.
Love yours, live yours. I like it.
Yeah, that's probably what I'd put.
Awesome.
Something like that. What's on yours? Has anyone... I'm sure you've probably said it.
Was a good person.
Yeah, right.
He was a good person.
A good person.
Yep.
The thing... Yeah.
It's not clever.
Yeah.
I can't...
No, but...
It's just what it comes down to, what matters to me. Was a good person because otherwise what's the point?
But the thing about being a good person is you might be a good person according to person A, but according to person B, you might not be. So,
so they can relate to it however they want to interpret it.
Yeah, like there's kind of no
But it's just how I want to be remembered. I just want to be remembered as a good person. Because to me, that's the point of living. What's the point otherwise? You got to help other people. You got to be genuine, authentic, and you just got to be nice and kind, because we're not here forever. So why not enjoy it? Because that's where the most joy comes from, I reckon, is when you have positive interactions with people. Like, we're all humans. We all have our own stuff going on. But at the end of the day, the joy and the beauty of life is having happy memories, sharing happy memories, having good experiences, sharing good experiences, winning with your friends, not just by yourself. So
I love that, man. I
think
love that.
That's got to be mine, you know? So if I die next week, you know what to put on it.
Well, I hope that you don't, man. I'm sure you won't. Touch wood.
Well,
is this a wooden table?
I hope so. Anyways, you've got work now to go to.
No, I don't.
You're not in the studio today.
No, not today. I've got the weekend off.
Nice.
No more football. Unfortunately, we're not doing the basketball, even though the Wildcats, oh no, they are in town this weekend. They're back home.
No, playing the Hawks, I think.
Yeah, we're not, unfortunately, not calling it. No work for me today.
Awesome.
I'll be, I'm sure I'll be watching something. I'll be watching the NBL or the cricket. Or maybe I'll just have a day off. I think an important thing that often goes sort of like, not unnoticed, but one thing that's important in what you're doing is that you do give yourself some time to step back from it, so that you can be more creative when you are focusing on what you're doing.
Yeah.
Does that kind of make sense? You don't want to be if you're consumed, like, be obsessed and be consumed by it. Absolutely. Like, I'm not going to, I think that's such a good quality and those are good traits, but don't, like we said before, don't be so hard on yourself that you don't give yourself
don't enjoy
half a day or a
Yeah.
day off. Yeah, half a day or a day off to go, you know what, I'm just going to park this. I'm just going to park it over there for the time being so that I can refresh, I can re-energize, I can get some better ideas. I can think about some
I'm listening.
some different content that you want to create. Like that, I think it's funny that I'm saying that, because when we spoke about Dylan Dan, like, those guys are like chips in, obsessed. Anytime a news story drops, Dan's got the front-facing camera out with the story in the background. Like, he's all over it. So, like, I think it is important to be on and obsessed and know what's going on and all that kind of thing. But, like, there's an area, like, there's a line where don't let it consume you.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Because we could be here forever just scrolling on our phones looking at content.
Yeah.
It's a never-ending circle.
Yeah. Amen. Jimmy, where can everyone find you? Where can they follow you? Where can they get your stuff?
SEN, you can hear me. I'm producing the Run Home with Paul Haysby Monday to Wednesday. Sports Day runs Monday to Thursday. My Instagram is Jimstagram. Is it double M? I don't know.
Jimmy Williams.
Jimmy Williams. Yep. If you search me up, you can find me on Instagram, on Jimstagram. I think Jimmy Williams 22 is my TikTok, which you'll find on my
highlight reels of commentating.
My commentary reels are on there, and hopefully some travel content at the back end of this year when I get away and just switch away from sport for a little bit.
Cool. This has been awesome, man. I really enjoyed your time.
Hopefully we get to do it again soon.
Absolutely. Thanks very much.
Thanks, man.